What's up my peeps, time for a brand new episode of WWE Mayhem, and in today's episode, I want to go over a certain superstar that I think has now been overthrown as the top superstar in his class. He used to be the top one, but I think he's no longer the top one, and I'll tell you guys why in just a few. And also on top of that, got some news to share with you guys in regards to abilities. So we know that in an upcoming update, we'll get an update to abilities. That abilities will change in some fashion. They said it'd be a massive update. And now we've got some more details in regards to that and what some of these new abilities are going to be. But first things first, before I get to all that, I'd like to make a quick announcement in regards to the free toy codes that I talked about a few episodes ago. So in case you guys missed that video, I'll let you guys know that I've got 3 unopened WWE Mayhem toys, and those are 2 Goldbergs and a Seth Rollins. And in case you don't know, when you redeem those codes, you get the toy class version of that superstar in the game. And the toy class superstars actually, since a recent update, have gotten a boost in stats compared to how they used to be when they were originally introduced. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys know right now how you guys can get your hands on the first of 3 codes, and that first code is going to be for one of the 2 Goldbergs. So pay attention now if you want to go ahead and get that code. I'll put that code in the description box of the next WWE Soundboard prank video. And by far, the most requested superstar for the next WWE Soundboard prank video is Stone Cold Steve Austin. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe and have notifications turned on, because once the Stone Cold Steve Austin Plays Fortnite video goes up, you'll want to be fast, you'll want to be quick, you want to click that video as soon as possible. Head to the description box and redeem that code as quick as possible, because the toy codes can only be redeemed a total of 10 times. So you want to be one of those first 10, and the only way to be one of those first 10 is to be subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss the video and you get notified as soon as it goes up. And if you're one of those 10 to redeem those codes, tweet me a picture of the toy class superstar once it's been redeemed, or send me a picture on the Facebook group page and tag me, and I'll go ahead and show it on video. Also, if you're wondering if I'm going to redeem the Goldberg code for myself, not the first one. I'm not going to redeem the first one, so 10 people will be able to get that. But the Seth Rollins and the second Goldberg, I will redeem one of those codes for myself, because I don't have Seth Rollins and Goldberg toy class superstars on my roster, so 9 people will be able to get the second and third codes. But now I want to go over a certain class that I think has gotten a new top superstar of that class. So, for a long period of time, there was a certain superstar in the game, a top superstar in the game. He's very good, got good health, good power, he's also got quick strikes. He was considered to be the best technician in the game. He also had an advantage over a lot of other superstars, and that was that he could initiate, or he could activate, a tag team finisher with anybody in the game. It didn't have to be a specific superstar. I think you guys know who I'm talking about here, Randy Orton. He had quick strikes, good stats, and a tag team finisher with anybody. But once we got the abilities updates, Randy didn't necessarily get the best abilities. Actually, he got some pretty bad ones. But despite that update, he was still pretty good, and I still would consider him the top technician at the time. But still, when it came to his abilities, they were pretty bad. I mean, let's take a look at these abilities. I'm looking at 3-star Randy here, but then I'll also go over the extra ability that 4-star Randy has. Now, his first ability is the precision ability, which increases the chances of a critical hit, which is fine, but the way it gets triggered, the way it gets activated, isn't so great, because the way his precision ability gets activated is if the opponent lands a 10-hit combo. So you pretty much gotta get beat up by the opponent to activate this. The opponent needs to land 10 hits on you without you connecting with any hits, which is pretty difficult if you're actually beating the opponent, which is, in most cases, that's what's happening. You're beating up the opponent, and the opponent isn't, destroying you, especially, towards the beginning of an event, or even towards the end, depending on if your Randy's leveled up or not, or ranked up. And like I've said before, abilities that get activated when the opponent is beating you up just aren't as good, if you ask me, compared to the ones that get activated from something you do. And then when we take a look at his second ability, Momentum, which is another decent ability, and increases your energy, your momentum. But once again here, the way the this ability gets activated is kind of what puts it down a bit, because the opponent needs to kick out of a pin. When you're going for a pin, you're trying to win anyway, so oftentimes you will get that pin and you'll never see this ability. Now, let's say the opponent does kick out, so you fail to get the 3 counts, opponent kicks out. Well, here's the thing, if you've already, pinned the opponent, that means the opponent is in danger zone. He might even be at no health zone. So at this point, you've pretty much already got the match won. So is this ability all that great at that point in the match? Do you really need this momentum ability this late into the match when the opponent's already into danger zone or maybe even at no health? And of course, if he's not at no health at that point, but he's pretty close to, you just need to connect a couple of strikes and you'll automatically fill up your energy bar. So yeah, second ability, once again, it's not a bad ability, but the way it gets activated, not so great. And then when it comes to Randy's third ability, this would be for 4-star Randy. I'm reading this off of Tony's spreadsheet, by the way, so thank you for that. His third ability is Critical Rage, but this one, it only gets activated if the opponent goes ahead and goes for a taunt, and of course that taunt would need to not be interrupted, so you need to let the opponent go for the taunt and get, his showboating in and get some momentum out of it. Why would you do that? Why would you let him taunt for a chance of you getting Critical Rage, but he's also gonna increase his momentum? Oftentimes also, you're trying to finish the match as quick as possible, so you're not letting the opponent showboat. You're gonna hit him while he's showboating. So yeah, abilities-wise, Randy's not so great. He kinda, got some pretty, not bad abilities, but bad ways to activate those abilities. But besides that though, he still has the good stats and the quick strikes, which kept him at the top of the list of superstars in the Technician class. But then in comes Hell in a Cell, the Hell in a Cell update, and with that update, we got a brand new Technician in Edge. And if you guys haven't seen 3 and 4-star Edge's abilities, they're really good. Especially 4-star Edge, but even 3-star Edge. He's got like the 2 best ones that 4-star Edge has. Before I even get to the abilities, just stat-wise, he's pretty good too. He's at the top of the list of technicians. Randy has more power, and he's got the quick strike, so he's got both of those over Edge, but Edge has, a bit more health than Randy. Now, if Edge was introduced into the game before these new abilities even came in, I would go ahead and go with Randy. I'd still say Randy's the best, but the abilities here, in my opinion, are a game changer. But anyways, his first ability is the Show Stealer ability, which depletes the opponent's energy by a certain percentage over a certain period of time over a couple seconds. So pretty much the exhaustion ability, but with a different name. This Show Stealer ability, which is pretty good, gets activated after you simply taunt. All you need to do is successfully taunt, and that's it, and you deplete the opponent's energy. That's really good. The ability is good, but the way it gets activated is super easy. I mean, a ton of us were like, yo, Doink the Clown is so annoying. When we take on Doink the Clown and we get full energy, our energy gets depleted because that's one of, Doink the Clown's abilities. Well, in this case, all Edge needs to do is taunt and your energy gets depleted. So, great first ability right there. And then the second one is one of my favorites, the Injure ability. That gets triggered once he hits a signature move. So once again, pretty simple, and on top of that, Edge specializes in signature moves, so you do want to hit more signature moves because you get bonus damage that way, and on top of the bonus damage, you will injure your opponent, and he will health bleed, so you'll drain his health even more even after you hit that signature move. And then for his third ability, it's the Rage ability, which increases damage even more for a certain period of time. This gets triggered after you simply parry. So all you need to do is once you see the opponent go for a charge attack, just parry that, and there's a good chance that you're going to increase your damage by a certain percent. So just all around, Edge has some great abilities, and the way they get triggered is the best thing about them because it is so easy to activate these abilities. And because of that, in my opinion, Edge has some of the best, if not the best abilities in the game and is the new top technician. And plus, he's got like the best looking spear in the game. But anyways, on to the news. So, for the upcoming Super Showdown updates, they will improve the ability system, and they say they'll have more abilities per superstar, new abilities, and more strategies for each superstar. One of the new additions is that every single signature move will have an ability tied to it or an effect. For instance, if you hit the stunner, there's a good chance the opponent will be stunned afterwards. If you hit Sami Zayn's Helluva Kick, then there's a chance that they won't even be able to reverse reverse it thanks to a new ability called Vulnerable. So number one, this confirms a Super Showdown update, and within that update, we're getting this massive abilities updates. I am surprised that we're getting more abilities because I thought, you know, the 3x4 star, Super 3-star was enough, but I am looking forward to seeing these new abilities and what's new in the Super Showdown update. I just hope that adding these new abilities in isn't a way to also decrease the superstar's damage, thus making matches longer.